Okay, guys, so thank you very much for being here and having this interview with us. So could you please tell us your names?
Sure, my name's Adam, I'm the CEO at Salon Luxe.
Hi, my name's Will and I'm doing data practitioner in college.
Hi, I'm Corey. I'm a previous computer science student here at West Knox College and I'm now a front-end developer at Salon Luxe.
Brilliant, brilliant. So Adam, can you start us off by describing what your role is in the company and what it involves?
Sure. Well, Salon Luxe is a global company. We develop professional vegan hair and beauty brands. We sell that primarily online, worldwide. And we employ 27 staff so far. The expansion is due to double over the next 18 months. So my role is to conduct the business on a global platform, so I deal directly with the manufacturing supply and the supply chain, the distribution chain, and then obviously the sales chain.
Mm-hmm. And also, can you, why did you choose to support Vision West Knox College?
We're a local company in Mansfield anyway, so West Knox College would always be our first choice, no matter what. Taking the opportunity to deal directly with the college was a challenge, and I don't mean a challenge in a negative way, it's a positive one. We needed to see what young talent was available to a global company in the marketplace. So we chose West Knox College, we chose the industry placement, and it went from there, and it was a resounding success.
Yeah, success, that's brilliant. So Will and Corey, can you tell us a little bit about your placement and what you completed within it?
Well, my role at the moment is mainly doing the back end stuff, so all your database and the communication between back end and front end. So I built most of the infrastructure from the ground up.
Mine's front end, so anything visual really. So all the pictures, tags, how it's laid out and that.
Yeah, so within that you obviously learned a lot of technical skills. Was there any skills that you learned there that you didn't previously know?
Yeah, Laravel, the entire framework, and some of the other programs that we use with it.
It definitely added on to my knowledge a lot because we've done like HTML and CSS before in college, which is front end, but those additions to that like Tailwind CSS and Alpine.js and stuff like that.
Yeah, really technical stuff there. Yeah. So what would you say were the benefits of your jobs? Why do you enjoy it? What do you get out of it?
Well, I feel like you get a lot of satisfaction from it because you're building something for a company and it gives you quite a good feeling when something works that you didn't know before.
Yeah, Corey, anything to add on to that, or would you just agree with Will there?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Getting to see the final product, which you put together.
Yeah. A good satisfaction when you see the end product.
Definitely.
Going back to Adam, what placements did you offer to the students?
At the time when we first introduced ourselves, as in our company, to West Knox College, we wasn't really sure on what placements were going to be available to what our requirements were. So building up that relationship, it was immediately obvious then really quickly that IT was definitely a thing for the college and for us. Giving young students the capabilities and the tool sets to go into a real world scenario, which is what we started from the beginning, was a great opportunity. Both for us and for them.
Definitely.
So we enlisted into the industry placement program, which was a phenomenal success. The guys here they've surpassed all of our own expectations internally. So they deal directly in a live environment into a real world scenario. So where they would normally be in college dealing in projects, submitting projects, but those projects don't go anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Coming into us, they transferred their knowledge, expanded that skill set, used new tools and new techniques and new technologies and applied that from what they've learned here at the college into a real world scenario.
Yeah.
So now the platform delivers out to the world. It's not a project,
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their work has gone out to people, to end users across the world.
Yeah.
And that's what these guys have done.
Yeah, I bet it's a very proud feeling to see them, come up and do the real
Yeah.
thing. So, how many students would you say that you supported?
Initially, there was 7 from the get-go. Obviously, IT is it's a very small world, and it has an enormous meaning. So the frameworks behind all of that don't suit everybody. A lot of IT and students look at gaming development. With what we do, that's nothing like. So it doesn't suit everybody. So you start with 7. I was hopeful to get 1. As it turned out,
Yeah.
I got 2.
That's a good result then, I suppose.
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
For these, definitely.
Yeah. So go back to Will and Corey. What would you say to students who are nervous about attending the placement?
Honestly, there's nothing to be nervous about. Just relax, be yourself, and if there's any issues, just talk to the employer or the team at college.
So based on your experiences, what qualities do you think employees like Adam are looking for in a student?
I think the biggest one is definitely communication, because if there's any problems, you've got to be able to talk to them. And when you've got big projects like what we have, you've got to be able to, if you're not sure what they're asking of you, like what the client wants, then you've got to be able to ask specific questions and find out to be able to complete your placement.
Yeah, definitely. So communication is obviously a big thing with the employees. So Adam again, what would you say the benefits for the students? Do you think? How do you think that it helps them go into the industry as a whole?
For work placements on the industry, having something like that available to them is, well, it's 100% beneficial because it gives them real world experience. They're transitioning from project-based scenarios where they're just inputting and getting marked and assessed at college locally, and they're coming into the real world. The expectations there are massively different, and an employer won't consider the elements of projects, tasks and a mark. You're coming into a real world environment where what they're going to ask you to do, they expect you to do. And as an employer, you have to be mindful of their age, obviously. So you can't expect a student to come in and hit the ground running. Certainly not in our environment and in our world. And most employers wouldn't let them anyway. Because you can't, it's like giving a kid access to a sweet shop. They will run riot. So, there in IT, there are no boundaries, very little boundaries. So you have to just be mindful of who you're bringing in and what you're bringing in.
And make sure that...
So it doesn't upset your environment that you've already got, that you've already created. With these 2 guys, they had a different aspect to deal with from me. So I did let them into the sweet shop.
And did you regret it, or was it a
best move I ever made?
Best move ever made, So to young upcomers like Will and Corey, what would your advice be for those who are nervous?
Confidence is the key.
As
an employer, you want to see a student that has confidence. Being shy is not a problem. Being a bit not sure of something isn't a problem, but being confident about being able to have a go. Being sure to say, I don't really know this, but I'll give that a go. Both of these guys did exactly that, because they're coming into a world there where their IT skill sets that they learnt so far could only take them so far. They'd learnt a lot at college, obviously, But these type of guys don't just do college work and that's it.
Yeah,
They're in
take
front of
it a
their
bit further.
computer day and night,
Yeah.
weekends. It's all there in their head.
Mm.
So as an employer, what we have to do is manufacture that and just train them to apply that in the right
To manage it
place.
into the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
to put it in some sort of order, and they get that. So as an employer, you're looking at the student to say, can you provide that for me? Can I be comfortable as your employer to say, if you're going to come into me,
Yeah.
because I'm not just looking at a placement, I'm looking to give you a job at the end of it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. So again, the communication.
So
has
it's
got
the
to be
communication, the confidence to say, this isn't just an industry placement, because if I see something good with you,
You can take it further.
I'm going to want you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull you into my business
Yeah.
because you're worthy of doing that.
Mm.
And so for an employer's point of view, having an industry placement person or people coming in is a great advantage
Yeah.
because you've cherry picked the ones already.
Yeah. The ones you can take.
You can pull
into
them
the
in.
future. Yeah.
So you've shortcut a lot of problems that a company would normally get.
Mm. Okay. Lovely. So I'm going to go to you, Corey, now. Do you have any tips for students that are beginning the placement? How can they prepare for what's to come within the placement?
I think just confidence going into it and the eagerness to learn, because obviously you learn stuff at college, but it's often the case that you're going to learn a lot more stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah.
so the eagerness to learn is.
So how does the college knowledge and teachings differ with the real industry, would you say?
I think the industry is a lot more practical because you get to sit down and have a go more and just play around with it.
Yeah, yeah. Will, got anything to add to that?
Yeah, back to the original question you asked, Corey. I think if you know what the placement's about, do some research beforehand.
Mm.
So with what we're doing, before I actually started the placement, I did a lot of research beforehand, so I kind of had a head start,
Mm.
and that will make you stand out from everybody else, especially to the employer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, back to you, Adam. Do you have any work placement tips for young students like Will and Corey with going into the industry?
Going into any industry or a prospective employer, from a student point of view, it's not just a work placement you're going into. You're going into a company, an industry, something that's already free flowing, something that's earning money, providing jobs, providing salaries. The objective isn't just to show what you can do, it's how you can fit in. You've got to be able to fit in that scenario and add something to the company or something to the team that you're going into.
Yeah.
Something that they can see is like a shining example or potential or something, and a little bit of confidence goes a long way.
No.
These are just ordinary people with ordinary lives living their life. They're not monsters, they're not scary,
Yeah.
you can talk to them, but students haven't yet grasped that change from college safety secure environment talking to friends to talking to older adults in a working environment.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of confidence will go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam, how has employability framework standard aided you in the overall business, would you say?
That was actually quite a critical moment for us because our standards and expectations within the company now are high.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed a high calibre of applicants from the college. So the college guaranteed us a high class of standard from themselves to deliver.
Mm.
So there's a 95% attendance rate, score rate across what they're doing in their academic career. So it was critical for us that we got a high standard, and West Knox College can certainly deliver that.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, for you two boys, how would you say that that helped you getting into the industry as well?
Well, with college, I already knew I had like really high attendance and good punctuality. So, with that, I could get a work placement with Salon Luxe because they was expecting very high.
So you met the grade that was needed,
Yeah.
the standard that was needed. Yeah. Corey, anything to add to that?
Yeah, it definitely helped me select a placement and get chosen for one. And I think that's very important from where I was at that point at the end of my college course, because I wasn't certain on what I was going to do next.
Yeah.
So having the attendance and punctuality and
It
stuff,
was good to have it just there.
yeah,
Yeah.
good to get me selected, and then went on to a job which I'm still in now. So
Yeah, which is serving you well, isn't it, really?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Right, thank you.
From the outset, having the high standard, the higher calibre of student on the placements originally was great. What these two guys did was excel past that. So they proved not only were they capable of high attendance, of paying attention, of listening to what was required from an employer's point of view, that it allowed us to say, there's more here than just the placement. Because you've got great skills here, we can offer you a full-time position.
Yeah, again, going back to the cherry picking, just getting the best that you can
Yeah.
for the industry.
So it's so important to get the high grades at college, to keep that high standard going,
Yeah.
because as an employer, that's what we're looking for. If we was to go out into the real world and interview anybody else, that's the same thing. We
Yeah.
still want the high grade.
Yeah.
We still want the high attendance. We still want a good record. If you haven't got that, it won't work.
Yeah. Okay. What support have you had from the amazing work placement team here at West Knox College?
They pointed us in the right direction with how to get it, what was needed from us, got us in contact with Adam and everybody else. Any problems we had, we could reach out to the team and they would help us.
Yeah, really supportive people there, aren't they? Anything to add, Corey, at all? Or-
yeah, they definitely advertised it well, and they passed it on to tutors, who obviously then passed it on to us.
Yeah, and that's how you got into
Yeah,
the
and
whole.
it was definitely helpful knowing that Natalie was on the other end of teams and stuff. So I
Yeah.
always had someone to talk to
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the placement if needed.
Really supportive. Adam, anything?
Certainly from our
finish
point
off?
of view, yeah, sure. We had when we saw the importance and the success, or the potential success of how this was going to work, what we did was we had an open line of communication with the support team, and they've already mentioned Natalie and Maxine and Katie and one or two others at West Knox College, where the guys and the others initially had great support there, and then the support team had an open channel of communication directly with Sally, who's one of the head senior teams at Salon Luxe, and they had a direct line of communication. So the support behind that mechanism was there to support the team and the guys and everything that went within the industry placement. So the guys could function and work in a live environment with us. We could work with them, but anything they needed behind the scenes of that, the support team
That
was
was
there.
covered as well. Yeah.
So that was covered as well.
Yeah.
So they had a very strong, secure platform to work on. So if they've got questions, it could be related to the business or what they was coming into with us, but they didn't necessarily have to reach out to us, although that was always there.
Yeah.
They had the support team behind the scenes. They are people still at college, so that support network is critical,
Yeah.
and it works really well.
Yeah, obviously, of course, if it wasn't as organised as it was, you two boys probably might not even be in working with Adam.
No,
So it's
probably not.
so they've done a really good job there with the team.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for the interview, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Certainly.